Snakes are among the most dangerous creatures on the planet, using their body to suffocate their prey and deadly venom to brutally kill their victims. As deadly as they may be, sometimes their powers fall short against animals they usually prey on, and once the prey decides to fight back, it does not end well for these snakes. Here are some of the best moments when snakes messed with the wrong opponents. All it took for the Komodo dragon was one opportunity to grab onto the python's head, and from that moment on, the fight was pretty much settled in the dragon's favor. This black mamba tried to be a tough match for a crocodile, but it stood no chance. Look how the crocodile grabs onto the snake's lifeless body and tosses it around like a toy. You know what we and snakes have in common? We don't want our heads chomped off. Luckily, this anaconda was smart enough not to have his head cut off by the caiman and fled the scene just in time.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Mongooses have evolved to be less sensitive to the neurotoxic effects of a snake's venom, making it easy for these little animals to prey on venomous snakes without the fear of getting bit.
You got it.
Mongoose are not just super agile, they have one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. Unfortunately, this cobra didn't know that, and it didn't have a pretty end. The lesser adjutant stark usually preys on frogs and fish, but this specific one was out looking for a reptilian lunch, and this snake was its choice on the menu. The secretary bird is endangered, and it's incredibly rare to even get a glimpse of it in nature. But these safari tourists were so lucky that they got to see it in action as it viciously stomps and kills a snake, making the snake its prey for the day.
Ich habe jetzt auf den Film heute. Schön. Eine Schlange. Ja, echt? Ja, der hat eine Schlange im Maul. Ja.
Escaping this python's death grip was not enough for this possum. Watch how the furry creature sets itself free and then continues biting onto the snake's body. This snake found itself in a vulnerable position, unable to attack or flee when confronted by a vicious enemy. However, this particular snake showcased remarkable intelligence, seemingly aware that being on the ground in the presence of a secretary bird was unwise. It understood that gaining some altitude was a better strategy to evade the stamping feet.
I'm trying to think of...
If you want some, I'll give it you.
And here is a not-so-wise snake, which quickly got chased down and killed by a secretary bird, who devoured the creature in one bite.
Wow.
Nice.
Monitor lizards are resilient animals known to be immune to certain forms of snake venom. The facts are pretty evident here as the lizard grabs onto this cobra and doesn't let go even after the snake's brutal bite. This black cobra had no chance of getting away as this monitor lizard clenched its jaw onto the snake's tail. You don't get to see animals toying around with lifeless snakes every day. Let these giant alligators change that for you now. Chameleons are usually no match for a snake, but this chameleon was ready to stand its ground against this creeper and successfully made the snake's advances futile. Here is what happens when a snake takes a hedgehog's defense mechanisms lightly and ends up at the mercy of the hedgehog's dangerous spikes. And it does not end at defending itself, because the hedgehog also shows interest in eating the snakes. The brown snake eagle specializes in hunting snakes and sees no danger in facing venomous snakes like the king cobra head-on. The same is true for this red-tailed hawk, which does not have a hard time taking down a large snake simply by using its claws.
Oh, did you see that? Put his claw right on his head. Oh, he took off with it. Yeah.
In this truly magnificent scene, we get a glimpse of an eagle's prey sighting in action as it You would expect a toad. It is near impossible for animals to escape after a python wraps its body around it to suffocate the animal. But this squirrel not only managed to escape the grip, but also decided to fight back, as it can be seen nibbling into the snake's skin.
Scales, and trying to make kind of a chink in the armor, if you will. But he can't. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if he can't, but he certainly has a hard time doing it. It depends on if the squirrel or the snake can get away in fast enough time before the squirrel actually does wear a hole.
This female boomslang thought this chameleon would be easy prey, but little did she know that this chameleon was aggressive and willing to give it his all to fight back. If you think of a rabbit versus a snake, it's a clear answer who will win. But when this snake had a baby bunny in its grip, ready to squeeze the life out of it, the mother rabbit decided to even the playground.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
This cat isn't chasing a mouse, but a snake, and from the looks of it, the snake looks concerned for its life. But these little cat paws don't just stop at smacking and dominating the snakes, as these paws can be deadly to pythons as well. It is evident from the way this cat runs off with the snake. This domestic cat was no different, as it hit the cobra with its paws and grabbed onto it with its sharp teeth. This cat may look innocent, but the way it has a full-size rattlesnake cornered tells a whole different story. And if domestic cats can be this vicious towards snakes, you can imagine how bobcats would be, on an entirely different level.
Now you gotta kill it, dude. Ah! Don't get bit. Yeah, there you go.
It's hard to keep count of the number of times this poor rattlesnake got hit in the head by this domestic black cat. But when you have 9 lives, you can be pretty reckless.
아예 뱀이 물지를 못해요. 이게 나무가 너무 날렵하다 보니까.
The mightiest snakes can't get through the tough skin of a Komodo dragon, which automatically makes the snake easy prey for the massive lizard. Squirrels may appear to be harmless animals, but they have an aggressive side to them, and when that side's in play, even a rattlesnake is an easy opponent to take on.
Amazing there. I've never seen like that. He's brave little guy.
Brave or crazy.
He's not ready. Can I get just in front?
The unluckiest of snakes are the ones that decide to go face to face with a mongoose. Here, the cobra tries to defend itself, but the mongoose does not miss when it attacks.
You got it. You got it.
Another animal that is not only resistant to a snake's bite, but it also preys on it is a honey badger. And once it sets its target onto a snake, it is game over. And it isn't just the smaller snakes that can't stand against the honey badger. Giant pythons aren't even safe either. Cats against rattlesnakes is starting to look like an age-old rivalry that seems to be going on to this day. This rattlesnake came into the sights of a giant monitor lizard, and once that happens, you know the snake has no chance and will get devoured in the most brutal way possible.
The snake is resistant.
And it must be the scene out of a nightmare for a snake when a number of cats decide to gang up on this poor being. This water snake must have wandered off into the wrong territory, and clearly the alligators were not happy with the intruder's presence.
Oh yeah! Heck yeah, dude! You got it. Dude. Probably why he's like, it's about to be a swarm if he doesn't scarf that.
Due to its size and agility, the secretary bird is a very efficient killer, and snake hunting is one of its favorite hobbies. Don't think it's only harmful to snakes though. That stomp could break a human's arm. This bobcat had a whole crowd watching him as he viciously preyed upon the snake.
Oh my gosh!
When faced with a bobcat, this poor snake tried to escape, but the bobcat was pretty hungry and had other ideas. This roadrunner uses its agility and speed to grab the rattlesnake by the head and then bash the snake's head into the ground, eventually killing it and eating it. Rattlesnakes are always unlucky against these daring roadrunners.
Oh, there it goes.
Aside from secretary birds and roadrunners, sometimes turkeys start to feel lucky around snakes as well, and this one didn't walk away until it was belly up. Forget turkeys, even chickens seem to be joining in on the fun. I guess being called a chicken isn't a synonym for cowardice anymore. From the looks of it, this snake was found guilty of swallowing the eggs, and the chickens must have decided to team up and get justice for those lost babies. Seeing the end of its life at the hands of an angry mob of chickens. You can always expect a mother bird to fight for her babies, and this chicken was no different in her attempt to protect her chicks from this cobra. This snake did not expect to fight back when it chose to mess with this jackal, but the jackal beats the snake at its own game and enjoys the prey with its friends. Bravely protects her chicks from 3 venomous hungry snakes. It may have cost her life, but it must have been worth it to shield her babies from the brutal attack. Which one of these clips was your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below.